You know what I'm saying? All the controls there. Are we live or what? Let me see some. Alright, contender regime boxing checking back in with y'all, man. What's good? What's happening? You know what I'm saying? We gonna chop it up tonight, man. We gonna chop it up. You feel me? I'm gonna try not to hold y'all too long, but we definitely gonna touch on a couple of key topics for sure, especially after this whirlwind that we've endured over the past week. Make sure I got everything set up properly. All right. And we Merlot up. You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all sipping on a little something. If it's H2O, that's good. Gotta stay hydrated out this bitch. You feel me? Shout out to the OG Mr. Munt in the building. Salute to your big dog. Appreciate you for coming through. Yeah, man. I had to hop up on this whole man and chop it up with y'all boys, man. Got a couple of key things to talk about. You feel me? See who all coming in here, man. Y'all tap that like button for your boys. Just slide through. I appreciate it. Jay Einstein in the building. Salute. Said a lot been going on, dog. Yeah, bro. A lot been going on, man. A whole lot been going on, bro. Boxing is up and down, up and down. You never know what the hell gonna happen, bro. Like, damn. Soon as you think shit going exactly how you want it in boxing, bro, this shit take a left turn. And then it take another turn. And another turn. I'm like, God damn. This really was turning out to be, as far as the fights that we had scheduled, this shit really was turning out to be one of the best years of boxing in recent years. As far as the fights that we had already scheduled, and then the ones that we just knew there was a great potential to make. You know, but there's still some good fights that could be made. You know what I'm saying? We definitely gonna chop it up. I really want to talk about this Jamel Herring and Shakur Stevenson fight. I think this is gonna be a really good fight. It's bad blood. You know what I'm saying? Shakur Stevenson been talking greasy to Jamel Herring for the longest. And they supposed to be cool. But shit, I respect it though. Shakur Stevenson ain't on that buddy shit. He like, man, I know we cool, but you got that belt and I need that. I'm trying to reach greatness. I need that belt up off for you. And I know initially Herring was saying that shit. I'm trying to fight Valdez. He trying to go get, I guess, a more credible fight. You know, Valdez coming off the biggest win in his career versus Miguel Berchelt. You know, so I don't blame Herring for wanting to go after that fight. Plus, it's a unification. But Shakur Stevenson is a highly touted up-and-coming star in the game, and he's your mandatory. You know, and he been rigorously and aggressively calling you out. You feel me? So I respect the hell out of Jamel Herring for taking this stance. Came to win in the building. Salute to you, man. Mike Rhyme in the building. Salute. What's happening? Jay Cooley in the building. Salute. Said Shakur going to lose to Jamel. Going to humble that young punk. Hey, I really want to talk about that matchup, bro, because I think that shit gonna be very, very interesting, dog. And Shakur gonna have to bring it. Shakur gonna have to perform. Shakur gonna have to have one of his best performances that he ever had in his career. And it's not just for one reason. It's for multiple reasons. And we gonna dive into that. The GOAT Mario P said, for sure, huge sigh of relationship for Team Pacquiao. It was gonna be a brutal beatdown. Yeah, man. Yeah, you know the Pacquiao fans, bro. They out here, running rampant, making all type of ruckus and smiling and cheesing everywhere. Like they cheesing like how Manny Pacquiao was when Errol brought his ass up in the ring at the Mikey Garcia fight, and Manny Pacquiao was confused because he didn't know Earl was really stepping like that. He didn't know Earl was gonna pull him up out of his seat like that. You know what I'm saying? That's how these Manny Pacquiao fans is right now. They cheesing, they happy. They happy they ain't got to see their hero take that ass whooping. Because deep down, they really didn't want to see that shit anyway. But we going to dive into it. We going to dive into it. You know what I'm saying? You know they didn't want to see that shit. Deep down. The whole time they were saying shit. Manny, you don't have to take a fight like this. You've already proven everything, Manny. You don't have to do it, Manny. You know, you're a legend. Don't fight that young lion, Errol Spence Jr. Why are you doing this, man? As soon as the fight get made, oh, they whole energy change. Oh, yeah, Manny, he's going to whoop his ass. You know what I'm saying? But deep down, they know they like, man, look, they talking amongst each other. I seen the Manny Pacquiao fans in his comment sections on Instagram, on Twitter and shit like that. I seen them. Y'all was in that bitch begging and pleading, Manny. Please don't fight Errol Spence. Please, you don't have to do this, Manny. What are you doing? You have nothing else to prove. You know what I'm saying? So I know deep down, y'all really, they got a sigh of relief right now. They like, we dodged the bullet. I didn't want to see Manny Pacquiao with his boot in her again. Boy, they breathing a sigh of relief right now, man. Salute to the brother Galvatron in the building. What's happening? What's good? Said Manny was gonna have his moments, but Spence would have won. Yeah. I agree. I'm talking shit right now. Shout out to Midnight Madness. I'm definitely talking shit. You know, Manny Pacquiao is a formidable opponent, man, a legend, an icon. You know, you can't ever count him out. So he definitely would have had his spots. Like I said, man, the first 6 rounds, but we probably won't ever see that fight. And I know y'all don't want to hear that. Because it's disappointing. It's already disappointing the fact that we ain't getting that fight right now. But I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all, bro. I mean, when I did the video about what's next for Errol Spence, I got a lot of people being very optimistic in the comment section, which is great. Optimism is good. But, I mean, let's not be naive here. You know, Earl said shit, he said, nah, I think it's over. Fact, me too. You know, Earl said, I want the winner. Yeah, but shit, if Manny Pacquiao win or lose, well, if he lose, I mean, it's still a bummer if he lose because we damn sure ain't getting the fight then. But if he win, it's like Manny Pacquiao got so much shit going on overseas, bro. It's not no guarantee that he gonna come back and fight again. He might take the belt, run off, and be gone for another 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the whole Rona shit going on and everybody talking about lockdown scares and shit. Man, look, it's not no guarantee that Errol Spence ever gonna get a chance to fight Manny Pacquiao again. I know people don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? It's the truth. Punch Perfect Boxing in the building. Salute to you, my brother. Hey, y'all go subscribe to Punch Perfect Boxing, man. We were supposed to do, this Sunday, we was actually supposed to do a live show or a show on his platform about the Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence fight. So that fell through. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I know everybody disappointed, and I know shit, motherfuckers don't want to hear this, but man, look, we might not ever see Spence versus Pacquiao. And I know it's a lot of Pacquiao fans out there that's happy about that shit. I know they happy. They like, shit, damn. I ain't got to see Manny go out on his shield. I ain't got to see him take that brutal ass whooping. Because I'm telling y'all, bro, that shit would have been bad, bro. Manny really got saved, bro. He really got saved. You know what I'm saying? I guess shit, you know, he always talking about his Lord and Savior. I guess he been praying. He really got saved, bro. Just keeping it 100 with y'all. You know, but let's talk about SHAKUR Stevenson and Tez Frank in the building. Salute to you, my brother. What's good? Cry 7435 in the building. Salute. Said Manny will get stopped by Ugas. That's possible. I don't see it. I think Manny should win that fight by unanimous decision, but I ain't counting Ugas out. I think, shit, he's a live dog in that fight. Joey in the building. Salute. You know, but let's talk about, you know what I'm saying, we can get back on Spence and Pacquiao, but I really want to dive into SHAKUR Stevenson and Jamel Herring. You know, so as y'all know, SHAKUR been calling out Jamel Herring for the longest. At first, when the fight first started to when the idea of that fight started to materialize, SHAKUR was like, oh, he the homie. You know what I'm saying? You know, Herring, he operates out of out of Terrence Crawford's camp. He's trained by Bo Mack, and you know Shakur Stevenson is very, very close with Terrence Crawford, so he be around that camp. I'm sure them guys done sparred and been in camp together, and he they supposedly friends and shit like that. So when the fight first materialized, when they start talking about the idea of them fighting, Shakur was like, man, nah, we cool, whatever. Heron was on the same shit. But then as Shakur started to get closer to that mandatory status for the WBO, and Herring beat Frampton and put on a great performance versus Frampton, I believe that was his best performance of his career. Shakur was like, man, look, I need that. We got to make that fight happen. I got to see Herring in the ring. Let's get it. And he been talking real greasy. I think Herring really was taking the humble route. I see the shooters going crazy. Boy, Galvatron, that bitch going crazy, man. Do your thing. You feel me? But, Herring was taking the humble route. He was like, man, look, I really want the Valdez fight. It's a unification. He's coming off of the biggest win in his career versus Miguel Berchelt. That's the fight I want. But I believe, of course, with the WBO enforcing the mandatory for Herring, it was originally going to go to purse bid, where they was really trying to fuck Herring out of some money. Like, they was trying to do Herring dirty and they was trying to give Shakur Stevenson like a 75% split, something like that, and then I think it was like 65-35 for Shakur Stevenson, and Herring is the champion, which that shit kind of blew my mind. It wasn't surprising because boxing do be on some wild shit like that, but I was like, what the hell? That shit kind of blew my mind. But it seemed like they got it right. The fight is a done deal now. Ted Frank said 63-37. So that was some crazy shit to me. And I know Shakur Stevenson is the younger guy. He's the guy that's on the upswing. He's the guy that top rank, would like to win that fight. But I still don't think that's enough to justify him being that big of a percentage over Herring, because Shakur really ain't. He not selling out no venues like that. He's still trying to build his name. So it looked like they got it right 50-50 now. Eric Bowden in the building. Salute, man. I appreciate everybody coming through. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate everybody for pulling up. Phil J508 in the building. What's good? So, I'm glad that they got that ironed out. The fight is scheduled for October 23rd. It's actually going to be in Atlanta at the State Farm Arena, the same place where Tank Davis fought. I think that's a good look. Hopefully they can get some people out there, get a nice little crowd out there. But I think this is going to be a huge fight for both guys. Salute to Eric Bowden in the super chat coming through and showing love. He say, keep grinding. Yes, sir. Big facts, bro. We going to keep going, man. Keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? Consistency. We going to keep grinding for sure. Marlon Cosby in the building. Salute. Said, keep spitting that heat. Oh, big facts. You already know, bro. Appreciate you for coming through. Devson Henrique in the building. Salute. But this is going to be a good-ass fight, bro. And Shakur Stevenson really has to be at the top of his game in this fight, because Herring is coming in that bitch with a chip on his shoulder. I think Herring is more than a live dog. This is a 50-50 fight. And I know, Shakur is the main guy. He's the guy that most people will look at this matchup and say, nah, Shakur's supposed to beat him. He's the more talented guy. He's the more skilled guy. He's just overall the more polished fighter. But Herring feel disrespected from the purse bid, the initial reaction from the purse bid. On top of that, Shakur been on social media talking hella greasy, talking about how Herring is running and ducking and he don't want no smoke and all of this. You know what I'm saying? Plus, he giving up an opportunity to fight a unification match versus Valdez. And Valdez was going to take that fight. You know what I'm saying? So Herring really going into this fight with something to prove. And he coming off the best win of his career versus Carl Frampton. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, this is the best fighter that Shakur Stevenson have been in the ring with. This is a huge step up in competition for Shakur Stevenson. And then on top of that, outside of all of the in the ring shit, the stylistic matchup, the level of competition that he's about to face versus Jamel Herring, he's got to put on a show because he gonna be on a big stage. He gonna be in Atlanta and he gonna be on a big ass stage. And people been talking about you ain't got no power. People been talking about you ain't throwing enough punches. You not being aggressive enough. Shakur Stevenson is gonna be in the biggest fight of his career thus far versus Herring. Salute to the brother PJ Hacky Master coming through in the super chat showing big love. I appreciate that, my brother. He say got in late but appreciated the discussion and know it's all love, respect, and no hate. Also, it's good to hear your perspective and wish I could have a glass as well. Already, man, salute to you. I'll take a sip of Merlot on behalf of that, my brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate that. But yeah, man, this is gonna be a huge fight for Shakur Stevenson. He gonna have to perform the best that he ever performed in his career thus far. Because number one, he's in there with the best fighter that he's fought, that he's up until this point in Jamel Herring, a real champion coming off of a great win and a great performance. And then on top of that, the news that's been going out about Shakur after his last couple of performances, all the fans talking about. Now I don't really listen to the people about them talking about he lacking power because I pay attention to the skills. But also, it's a difference. It's one thing to lack power, but then it's another thing when people feel like you not throwing enough punches or you not being aggressive. Like if you can actually try to get a guy out of there and you not even trying, that's another thing, especially when you fighting the guys that Shakur has been fighting, like Tuka Khan Clary. He fought, he threw a lot of punches against Khan Clary, so I can't really say much about that performance, but I felt like he could have been more aggressive later on in the fight. And then that last guy he fought, that was from Namibia or something like that. Y'all, I might have fucked that all the way up. I felt like he really could have threw more punches in that fight, and I believe that he graded himself like a C+. You know what I'm saying, for that performance. He knew he didn't do good. He knew he won the fight, and he won every round. He actually knocked the guy down, but he knew he could have performed way better than that. So this fight right here, I think this is a make it or break it type of fight for Shakur Stevenson because he can lose this shit. He ain't never been in there with nobody like Jamel Herring. Jamel Herring got the size. He's one of the bigger lightweights in that division. He's not even lightweight. We talking about 130. He's one of the bigger super featherweights. One of the more skilled guys, one of the more experienced guys, one of the more battle-tested guys. This is going to be a huge fight for Shakur Stevenson. And it's a great opportunity for Jamel Herring as well to be able to show, okay, look, I'm the real deal. Yeah, I went out there, I put on a great performance versus Frampton. Then on top of that, I'm going to beat this prospect. Shakur is a former world champion, so can't even call him a prospect. But I'm going to beat this guy that is a silver medalist at the Olympics, that everybody feel like is the next best thing. It's a lot of people that compare Shakur Stevenson to the likes of Floyd Mayweather, Andre Ward, and, people, including myself, feel like Shakur Stevenson is one of the top 5 brightest young talents in the sport of boxing. So for him to get an opportunity to fight this guy and make a statement, I think this is going to be huge, man. Salute to the brother Galvatron in the super chat coming through and showing love. He said, gotta show love, man. I appreciate that, my brother. 100, man. Thank you for coming through and always supporting. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the big homie Black Fight fan, Trill Boxing Talk coming through in the super chat showing love, man. I appreciate that, big dog. He say, I'm very excited about Jamel Herring versus Shakur Stevenson. There will be a lot of pressure on Shakur following Tank in Atlanta. That's facts. We're going to talk about that. And he said, and Herring black too. So go on and show his ass. So he going to show his ass in Atlanta as well. Big facts. Big facts. And I was talking to my boy. I said, look, I like the fact that they put this fight in Atlanta. Yeah, these ain't two, flashy guys. These two guys that really only the hardcore boxing fan base would know, but they black. And on top of that, folks in Atlanta, shit, they just looking for a reason to get fresh, put on some clothes, and then go to a fight on Saturday. They ain't got shit else to do. So I think they gonna bring people out. And this is a huge opportunity for Shakur Stevenson, number one, to put his name on the map. You following Tank Davis. They done seen what Tank Davis went in there and did. And Shakur, Shakur talk a lot of greasy shit online. We know you got the skills, but now you got to start putting that aggression behind it. Now you got to start matching up them skills and your performances with those words online. And especially how Shakur been going at Herring about this fight, saying that he's scared and all this shit. He got a lot to prove in this fight. And Herring as well. This is a huge opportunity for Herring to go out there and show everybody, look, I'm here to stay. I'm a big dog in this division and in the sport of boxing as well. And shit, I think this is going to be a great fight. And in my opinion, even though Shakur Stevenson is the favorite and he should be the favorite just based off of the eye test and the skills, I'm calling this a 50-50 fight straight down the middle. I'm calling this a 50-50 fight. Because I ain't seen Shakur in there with nobody like Herring. Yeah, I seen him spar Devin Haney. I know he's been in the ring in the gym with the likes of Terrence Crawford. I know he sparred Jamel Herring. Shakur Stevenson got that pedigree. He done been around the talent. He done seen champions and had conversations and rubbed shoulders with these guys and trained with these guys and been in and, had legendary coaches giving them game and shit like that. So he got the pedigree. That's not a question. But can you do it under the lights with the pressure on? In Atlanta, where it's going to be real boxing fans, black people that's coming out there to see a show. Can you perform under those lights? Can you do what Tank Davis did versus a bigger fighter in Mario Barrios under the lights on pay-per-view? You know what I'm saying? So this is going to be a huge, huge fight for both guys. Salute to Bentley in the building. What's happening? Winners train, losers complain. LDBC. Salute to you, brother. I appreciate you for coming through. Groundworks Entertainment in the building. What's good? Cry 7435 in the building. What's up? He said, feel bad for Herring. Shit, I don't because now he get an opportunity to show. Because look at it like this. In my opinion, if you asking me just off of the eye test, who's the better fighter out of Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez, I'm going to say Shakur Stevenson. But the more proven fighter is Oscar Valdez. We seen him do it under the lights versus the top competition. And Jamel Herring was trying to go fight him. So if you think about it, bro, his only two options was going to either be a unification versus Valdez or a very, very risky mandatory title defense versus Shakur Stevenson. So it's like, shit. I mean, either way, it's going to be a big risk, but it's also a great reward on each of them. If he go out there and he perform well versus Shakur, let's say he beat him up bad or he outclassed him, which would probably be even more impressive if he go out there and show that he got more skill than Shakur. If he can outthink him and outclass him and outstrategize him, that would probably be more impressive. But let's say he go out there and stop Shakur. That's going to put his name on the map. Jamel Herring going to be a big dog in the game at that time. People going to be calling for him to go up to 135 and fight the likes of, we know the guys at 135 now. Don't get me to start it on them guys because ain't none of them dudes fighting. You know what I'm saying? But, if Herring go out there and he put on a performance, man, say this shit could take him to the next level. So I think he's in a great position right now. Herring is in a beautiful position right now. And I do believe that the winner out of this fight will be on a fast track for that unification with Valdez. And say, it says Shakur gonna have to show me something. Yeah, he gonna have to show me that dog. That's what I'm looking for in this fight with Stevenson. I want to see that dog, bro. And he gonna have to bring it because Herring gonna be there. I don't think he gonna be able to just play it safe on Jamel Herring and just think that's gonna be enough to win. No, Herring gonna make Shakur Stevenson fight. He gonna make him fight. And Stevenson is one of the best fighters in boxing at controlling the distance. That's true. So if he really focused on trying to keep Herring at a certain distance and just pick him off from the out, he might be able to do that and be successful. But that shit ain't no guarantee. I think Herring gonna make him fight. And I do believe that the pressure and the light and the magnitude of this fight and the history behind these two guys, all the trash talk, all the drama, all the shit that been going on with the purse bid, You know, I'm happy they got that shit figured out, but you know, that could also change how a fighter approach a fight mentally. You know, Shakur might go in that bitch like, all right, shit, you know, fuck all that, you know, just that technical shit. I'ma throw my hands. I'ma come forward. I'ma be aggressive. We might see a real fight. And that's, you know, I'm not one of those guys because I'm a huge fan of Devin Haney as well. Now, Devin Haney showed you what he could do versus Jorge Linares. He outboxed him handedly, won damn near every round. And then he also, at some point in the fight, the 5th or the 6th round, he said, fuck it, I'm going to come forward on it. Look, he can't touch me from the outside. I'm hitting him and making a miss. He can't touch me from the outside, so I'm going to go forward on it. I'm going to walk him down and be extremely aggressive, more aggressive than I have to be to win this fight. And what happens later on in the fight? He get hit with a shot. He get hit with a shot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not one of those guys that that would try to force a master boxer or a guy that loves to fight from the outside to go in there and do something that's uncharacteristic and just to prove a point. I'm not one of those guys that advocate that, but at the same time, you do have to put on a show. Now, one thing you could say about Devin Haney, even though he does fight from an outboxer point of view, and that's his style, Devin Haney throws a lot of punches. You know what I'm saying? He throws more punches than Shakur Stevenson. He throws more punches. And that's why Devin Haney, no matter, you know, who he fighting or what his game plan is, you know, you're going to get an entertaining fight, at least from Devin Haney's side. And that's what I want to see from Shakur Stevenson, especially in this fight with so much on the line. With so much on the line. You know what I'm saying? Said, I mean, have we ever seen Shakur fight where he deals well with pressure? I haven't seen it. That's a great point. I think we're going to see that in this fight. We gonna see if he can take the pressure from a bigger guy, because I believe Herring is naturally bigger than Shakur Stevenson. So we gonna see how he deal with a real champion that's bigger than him, that, to be quite honest with you, might be physically stronger than him. Remember, Jamel Herring, he served time in the service. You know what I'm saying? So you know, shit, that boy's strong, and he's physically got a bigger frame than Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? He showed he got power in the Frampton fight, and then he got a chip on his shoulder. Salute the dirty, hard-hitting South in the boxing, man. Appreciate you for coming through. What's good? You know, so, man, I really believe that this fight is going to reveal so much about the character of Shakur Stevenson. It's going to reveal a lot about the character of Jamel Herring, and it's going to definitely reveal a lot about the character of Shakur Stevenson. James Smith in the building. Salute. What's good? Said, what's good, King? I got one question. Who fake an injury other than Fury? That's a great question. You know what I'm saying? We know who ain't faking no injuries around this bitch. You know what I'm saying? We know that. Strong Will in the building. Salute. What's good? Oh, yeah. Yeah, they know Earl was gonna dog Manny, bro. That's why you seeing all the Manny Pacquiao fans, they been so happy. Salute to the brother Money Brown TV in the building. What's happening, man? Y'all go subscribe to Money Brown TV, man. One of the best on the internet talking about this boxing shit, man. Bar none. You ain't gonna find too many motherfuckers that know that boxing better than Money Brown TV. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Look at this clown, Bacero Loco. Boy, with a name like that, you should slap yourself. You should slap yourself in the head with a bottle of Merlot. You know what I'm saying? But we knew Manny Pacquiao fans was gonna be like this. I'm gonna tell you, as soon as the news came out, I was disappointed. I was bummed. I was like, damn, bro, that's fucked up, man. Cause look, I had the whole little setup. I was gonna have a nice little vibe at the crib, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Watching the fight, you know, shit was gonna go down. So I was disappointed. Plus, it's Errol Spence's biggest fight of his career. But see, I would have expected Manny Pacquiao. All right, let me rephrase that. I didn't expect Manny Pacquiao fans to feel like me. But in a perfect world, you would think that the Manny Pacquiao fans would be the same way. They'd be like, damn, bro, Earl, he got hurt. Fuck. You know what I'm saying? He ain't going to be able to fight. Damn, I ain't going to get an opportunity to see Manny go against Spence. But now they was happy. These folks was relieved. They like, oh my God, thank you. Thank you. Oh my God, Manny Pacquiao. I don't have to see him get drugged across the ring. I don't have to see the ref pull Errol Spence up off of him. I don't have to see Freddie Roach throwing the towel in and shit, looking all crazy in the corner and shit. You know what I'm saying? Throwing the towel in. He throwing that bitch over the ropes. He done missed the goddamn ring and shit. You know what I'm saying? They happy as hell. They like, oh my God, please, thank you so much. I don't have to see Manny Pacquiao get beat the fuck up. I don't have to see Manny Pacquiao's booty in the air again. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? Bro, the motherfuckers was happy about that shit, bro. They was happy as fuck. Y'all seen the comment, y'all seen the chat when I did the video on, what was that, Tuesday? The day the news came out? Bruh. They was happy. Everybody in the comment section laughing and cheesing and shit. I'm like, bro, I thought y'all would be sad. I'm sad. I wanted to see the fight. I'm fucked up behind this shit. I'm like, man, look, I wanted to see this shit. 704 Joe in the building. Salute to you, my brother. What's good? Armani Rivera Frazier in the building. What's happening? Jacino 6 in the building. Salute. What's good? Said I was scheduled to work that night, but I took vacation to stay home and watch the fight. Definitely sucks. Yeah, bro. Bro, I had the whole shit lined up, man. I had the whole shit lined up. But these folks, Jay Harris Too Real in the building. Salute to you, my brother. Bro, these folks was happy, though. They was excited. And I'm like, shouldn't it be the opposite? If you a real boxing fan and you truly, like, if you a real Manny Pacquiao fan and you a real boxing fan, like, think of the opportunity that Manny Pacquiao missed out on. Now, granted, he was going to get his ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? Granted, he was going to get drugged. Granted, Freddie Roach was going to be struggling to pull the towel out and throw that bitch. You know what I'm saying? This was going to be a retirement fight for Manny Pacquiao. Granted all that, it was still an opportunity for Manny Pacquiao to get another win over an undefeated champion in his prime. You know what I'm saying? This was another thing that he could have added to, his legacy. Another notch on his belt. Opportunity lost and gone. You know what I'm saying? I would have thought, in a perfect world, Manny Pacquiao fans would have been like, they would have been bummed out. But if you go and look at the comment section, these motherfuckers happy. They thanking God that Errol Spence is out. You even got motherfuckers that's talking about Errol Spence dug Manny Pacquiao. Like, but why would he do that? Why would he do that? Bro, we all know Errol Spence was finna beat the dog shit out of Manny Pacquiao, bro. You know this. You know this. Deep down, because I seen you in Manny Pacquiao Instagram comments. I seen y'all. I seen you. I ain't forget about that shit, man. I seen y'all niggas in Manny Pacquiao Instagram comments. When they first started talking about this fight being a possibility, y'all was in that bitch with the praying hands and shit. The pale praying hands. You didn't have the brown ones like me. You had the pale praying hands and shit. You was in that bitch talking about, please, Manny, you a legend. You don't have to do this. You already proved yourself. You already beat Margarito. You don't have to do this. You already got knocked out by Marquez, please. You've done enough. You know what I'm saying? And then when the fight get made, they talking about, oh my God, Manny Pacquiao, oh, he's so fast. The speed is insane. Oh my God. What am I gonna do, Manny Pacquiao? Oh, he's the best. He's the best. Oh my God. Bro, they just started doing all type of backflips and circles and turns. And I'm like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Manny Pacquiao outside training and shit. He take his shirt off and shit. He got the little, the little fanboys out there screaming and shit. I'm like, bro, y'all tweaking. But then when the fight get canceled, instead of y'all being bummed about it like Errol Spence fans, because we believed that our guy was gonna win. You know what I'm saying? We believed that our guy was gonna go in that bitch and dominate and fuck Manny Pacquiao ass up and take a big ass bag home, and his notoriety and his star power was finna shoot to the roof. That's why we fucked up. I'm gonna speak on behalf of all Errol Spence fans to y'all toxic Manny Pacquiao fans out there. Let me tell you why we fucked up. This is why we fucked up. We fucked up because we wanted to see Errol Spence go to the moon. You know what I'm saying? We knew he was finna beat the shit out of Manny Pacquiao. He was finna get a big ass bag. And his star power was finna shoot through the roof. He was finna be a household name. He was finna be the biggest name in the sport of boxing. And he was on his way to fight Terrence Crawford, possibly after that. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the fuck he wanted to do after that. This shit was finna be huge. That's why we fucked up. Because we wanted to see Errol Spence put that motherfucker dick in the dirt. We wanted to see Errol Spence send that motherfucker packing AARP, send that motherfucker ass to Florida somewhere so he can retire. That's what we wanted to do. Send his ass back over to the Philippines, you know what I'm saying, so you can go help your people and you know, go be a politician. That's what we wanted to see. That's why we fucked up. That's why I was fucked up. I'm like, damn. It's an opportunity that the brother Errol Spence missed out on. That's why I was fucked up. And then on top of that, you know, as a boxing fan, I wanted to see that shit. That shit was going to be history. That shit was going to be legendary. That's what fucked me up. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that the Manny Pacquiao fans wasn't reacting remotely close or similar to that, that lets me know y'all really didn't want to see that fight. Y'all really didn't want to see that fight. And look, I'm gonna tell you another thing. Let me get my boy. Salute to the brother D Luckett in the super chat coming through and showing love. He say salute, brother. Salute to you, my brother. And I appreciate you for pulling up, man. Shout out to D Luckett, always coming through. You know what I'm saying? Consistently, man. Supporting the channel. I appreciate that, dog. 100. But look, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Manny Pacquiao better not get his ass whooped versus Ugas. He better not. I think he gonna win. I think Manny Pacquiao gonna win by unanimous decision. But if he get his ass whooped by Ugas, boy, y'all not gonna hear the last of that shit from me. I promise. You not gonna hear the last of that shit from me. I'm gonna be on his motherfucking ass. I'm telling you, bro. He better not get his ass whooped by Ugas. That's all I'm gonna say. He better not get his ass whooped by Ugas. Salute to the brother G Mays in the building. He said he gonna stop Ugas. Hey, if he do, that's cool. That's cool. You know, I got Manny Pacquiao winning by unanimous decision. But shit, it's possible he can stop Ugas. He can stop him. I don't think that's out of the question. I don't think it's out of the question. You know what I'm saying? But, and I'm glad D Luckett you brought that up too, because I want to also segue into what I was originally gonna put in the title, but I knew that at some point it was gonna lead to this, so we're gonna talk about that. Guy was trying to say if Pacquiao lose to Ugas, then we know Pac will. Oh yeah. But he get in there and if this shit is a split decision or anything close, or if Ugas hurt Manny, or if he's remotely, you know, if he's competitive, which I expect Ugas to be somewhat competitive. I'm not gonna disrespect your Dennis Ugas. You know, that dude is in phenomenal shape. And you know, I know shit, he gonna take this opportunity and grab it by the horns and shit, try to make the most out of it. So I know he's gonna be at least somewhat competitive at some capacity. He gonna be competitive. But if he wins this fight, or at least take that bitch to a split decision or a draw, anything like that, I'm getting on Manny Pacquiao ass, and that's gonna be a confirmation that you know Earl would have beat the dog shit out of Manny Pacquiao, and you motherfuckers know it. You motherfuckers know that shit. Just keep it real. You motherfuckers know that shit. But salute to the brother D Luckett back in the super chat coming through and showing love. He said, I heard Earl Errol Spence will fight by December, possibly. All right, so let's talk about this. I do want to touch on this, before we end the show. Now, we know that Errol Spence, from everything, all the reports, and then from he himself, on Wednesday, he had the surgery for the torn retina. It was a small tear from everything that we know, and the surgery was successful. Okay, now the recovery time for a torn retina after the surgery is typically 2 to 4 weeks. So let's say roughly a month, right? Jamel said December too soon, early to mid-January. Let's talk about it. All right, so right now it's August. He just had surgery earlier this week. The recovery time is 2 to 4 weeks. Now think about it. I put time in thinking about this. So I forget who said it. Shout out to BFTB, Best Fight the Best. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the brother BFTB. I was watching one of his lives, and he brought up a point about how the eye is the fastest healing, I guess, organism or organ, whatever. I don't know the fucking health terminology in your body. You know what I'm saying? And then I did my own research on that shit, and it is supposed to be a quick turnaround on the recovery time. So it's August right now. You still got September, October, November, December. Keep in mind, Errol Spence, physically, he's in shape. He already in the best shape of his life. Mind you, the fight was supposed to be next week on the 21st. He's already in great physical condition. If his eyes healed up by the end of September, which according to the research is supposed to be. So he could easily, salute to the brother Big Tex 33 in the building, what's good? He could easily be ready to fight as early as the beginning of October. So if they can do something for November or December, that sounds very realistic to me. That sounds extremely realistic to me. Now, that leads me into my next topic, or maybe question or proposal or idea or what have you. Is it possible that we could get Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford next? Is that too much to ask? Now, I know Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter, they have the whole mandatory thing. But is it possible that the WBO can say, well, here's a unification match. Errol Spence Jr., he's ready. Terrence Crawford, he's been training. The Manny Pacquiao and Ugas thing, we still don't know what's going to happen with that. And even if Manny Pacquiao does win, it's not a guarantee that he's going to stay and fight Errol Spence. Like, keep in mind, y'all, unless Manny Pacquiao got some type of contract under the table with Al Heyman that we don't know about, unless Manny Pacquiao signs some shit, some type of stipulation that says if he win, he gotta fight Errol Spence, which is highly unlikely because Manny Pacquiao is such on a huge, his stature is so huge, like he really make his own decisions and shit. But again, unless he got some shit under the table that we don't know about, that's not the case. So Manny Pacquiao could win this fight versus Ugas and run off on the plug. You know what I'm saying? Manny Pacquiao can win this fight versus Ugas and dip the fuck out and go handle his political obligations over in the Philippines. That's actually like the most likely thing that's gonna happen. Salute to the brother Eclectic Agitator in the building. What's good? We might not see Manny Pacquiao for another year or two. At least a year. Like, let's be real here. It might be so that Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao, the ship is sailed, it's gone. That opportunity as unfortunate as it is, that shit probably over with, bruh. We probably never gonna see that fight. No matter what the outcome of Manny Pacquiao versus Ugas is gonna be. We probably not even see Manny Pacquiao fight again. So with that being said, Errol Spence is in great condition for a fight. He was training for the biggest fight of his life, of his career. So he's in peak condition as we speak right now. The only thing is he got to heal up that left eye. And all that takes his time. Now, again, going back to the research, 2 to 4 weeks, we talking roughly a month. That's the time it's going to take for his eye to heal up. And then from there, it's like, shit, okay, who we fight next? I'm already in shape. All I need is maybe a smaller training camp to prepare strategically for the guy, whoever I'm going to fight. Alamain Cruz in the building, salute. What's good? He said, salute contender. I think if Pac stops Ugas or beats him convincingly, Spence versus Pac will happen in December. Pac already said he still want that fight. Yeah, and you know what, man? And I get what everybody's saying with that. Pac did say that. And, you know, I do respect Manny Pacquiao. He seemed like a guy that's, I respect, I'm going to just leave it at that. I respect Manny Pacquiao. So if he say he still want to fight, I'll take him at his word. But I mean, I ain't real confident in that shit. Because this man is a whole this man is a whole politician who could very well be running for presidency in his country. So I can't, he's a part-time fighter. He's not a full-time fighter. He's part-time, man. So I don't know. I can't really put all my eggs in that basket, but hopefully, you know, hopefully that would be the case. That's the best case scenario. But you know, shit, I know I'm being optimistic in my own damn right, even considering the possibility of Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. So shit, we on the same shit, basically. But I just don't really see Manny Pacquiao fighting Errol Spence. I don't see it. I hope he do, but I don't see it. Pool Counter Boxing in the building. Salute, man. What's good? Appreciate you for pulling up. Said, do you believe that this will make the Crawford fight easier to make, provided he beats Porter? I don't know. Everybody talking about, I've seen this a couple of times. I'm calling it now Spence versus Boots in 2022. I like that. I've been said this. Look, I've been said that out of all of the current top guys, I think the first fighter that would even consider or entertain the idea of fighting Boots or Virgil Ortiz, it would be Errol Spence. For Virgil Ortiz, that's a Texas fight that they can easily sell. Easy. And I know if the money is right, and it will be because it's Errol Spence, Virgil will take that fight. Great opportunity. You can become a champion. You can instantly be catapulted to star status. For Errol Spence, I mean, it's not really a whole lot to gain, but the dog and a competitor in Errol Spence, he would take that fight. If Virgil Ortiz go out there and he blow Mean Machine out the water, beat him bad, and then maybe he get another fight, whoop up on that dude. I really think Virgil Ortiz is trying to get Crawford. But Boots, though, I think Earl would fight Jaron Ennis before anybody. Any of the established guys at 147, I think Earl would fight him before any of these guys. I don't think Crawford would be scratching down the door to try to fight Ennis. We already know Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman pretending like he never heard of Ennis. He like, Jaron Ennis, who? Boots? Yeah, nah, I never heard of him. Huh. Never seen him fight before. You know what I'm saying? But Keith Thurman seen that footage. How Keith Thurman seen the Errol Spence leak sparring footage, but he don't know who Jaron Ennis is? How you run across that footage, but you never seen no videos or no fight film or nothing on Jaron Ennis? That's how I know Keith Thurman full of shit. So we know he ain't trying to fight Ennis. Sean Porter already said that he ain't trying to fight Ennis. He said on his show, he said, Ennis, I saw Ennis fight. That shit made me get up and go run. You know, but he said he don't see himself getting in the ring with Ennis at all. The only person that even like looked at Ennis as a potential opponent as an established fighter was Errol Spence. He the only one. And that's the only one that I see would even fight him. Thurman versus Spence would be good. But man, I don't know. I don't know, bro. I mean, I think if it come down to a shortage of options for Errol Spence, which I don't see because there's so many people that would jump at the idea of fighting Errol Spence outside of maybe Terrence Crawford. I don't really see the Keith Thurman shit, man. You know, I don't know. I mean, it's a good fight. I still want to see the fight, but my whole thing is Earl's taking time at 147 because I truly believe that he only has a max of maybe 2 fights left in his division. If he fight Keith Thurman, I think that will happen at 154, which I'm all for. Look, let me be honest with y'all. I'm all for Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford happening at 54. Terrence Crawford has been talking about possibly fighting Jamel Charlo at 54. What would be so bad about Spence and Crawford happening at 154? Now, I know we want to see the unification. We want to see Undisputed. Me too. And I put that takes precedence beyond this other shit, in my opinion. But think about it. Errol Spence has talked multiple times. We seen him on video in articles where he said, look, you know, I'm in good shape, but this whole 147 shit, I'm getting tired of this shit. I'm really ready to move up. And after this, man, this is his words. He said, after this Manny Pacquiao fight, if Terrence Crawford ain't trying to get in there, I'm moving up. Errol Spence said this. I believe he also said this shit on Fred from he said this shit on Barbershop Conversations as well. He said it on Ellie Setback's show on YouTube. And when he called in to Barbershop Conversations, shout out to Fred, he also said that shit. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. But he's multiple times he's been on record and saying like, bruh, I'm going to whoop on Manny Pacquiao ass. You know what I'm saying? And then if Terrence Crawford ain't talking about shit after this, I'm moving up. So we got to be realistic. How many fights is Earl going to have at 147? You know? So I think we got to start talking about some of these potential matchups happening at 154. And I'm all for it because I think Crawford, I don't see Crawford going up to fight Mel. I think that's too big of a jump in size. And, you know, guys that's already established and experienced in that division, I don't see him going up fighting, you know, Tony Harrison and guys like that. But for another welterweight that's moved up to super welterweight, it makes sense for Earl to go up to 154 and have his first couple of fights versus a Crawford or a Thurman. You know what I'm saying? I like those fights. Even Ennis. Bring Ennis up to 154. Ain't Ennis supposed to be fighting at 160 in his next fight? I think we got to start talking about 154 now. We just got to. Because I really don't see. It's a great possibility that Errol Spence can move up in his next fight. It's a great possibility. If he can't make, I think they're going to try to make the Crawford fight next. They're going to at least attempt to try to, you know, set something up. It's possible. And if they can't make that shit happen, and just let's assume that Manny Pacquiao is going to beat Ugas and run off with the belt and never fight for another 365 days minimum, then I can see Errol Spence moving up to 154, maybe taking a tune up, or, you know, we know the brother Errol Spence, he no tune ups. So knowing him, he probably go up there and fight J-Rock. You know what I'm saying? He probably go up there and he probably bring up a Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? Or he probably go fight Castano. avenge his loss versus Castano in the amateurs. That's a great fight. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence versus Erickson Lubin. I think that might be built up a little bit more though. You know what I'm saying? If Lubin don't get in there and if he don't get in there with Jamel no time soon and he keep winning fights, like what I think they should do, they should let Erickson Lubin should like not worry about Jamel Charlo. He should, or let's say he fight Jamel Charlo and he beat him. Eric, it's possible. You know, he got knocked out in the first round. What if he can last? He might beat Jamel Charlo and then he fight Errol Spence with 3-4 belts on the line. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to start talking about 154 with Errol Spence now because I don't see him staying at 147 for too much longer. I don't see it. But shit, I think they can build up. They can take Erickson Lubin, keep him away from Jamel, or if they think he can beat him, let him fight Jamel. That's possible. But in my mind, shit, the best thing to do is let him fight some other guys, build up his resume, build up his mystique, and then bring up Errol Spence, and then you match up Errol Spence and Erickson Lubin. That's a big fight. That's a big fight. Salute to the OG Mr. Munt in the super chat coming through and showing love. He said, did you hear anything about Tony Harrison versus Tim Tszyu as a mandatory for one of the belts at 154? I haven't heard anything about that, brother, but I think that's a great matchup because the winner out of that fight would be in contention for Brian Castano, right? If I'm not mistaken. Because I know Tim Tszyu is the #1 contender at WBO. I think that would be fantastic. You know what I'm saying? That's a great opportunity for Harrison. And shit, Tim Tszyu ain't really fought nobody. So everybody that's real high on Tim Tszyu, that'll give him a great chance to, a great opportunity going there versus a proven fighter like Harrison and see what he can do. See if you really belong on the level of Castano and Jamel Charlo and Lubin and Errol Spence when he go up there. You know, that'll show a lot. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the brother, The Real Marlo TV in the building, man. Appreciate you for coming through. Y'all go subscribe to The Real Marlo TV as well, man. He said, I think Earl about to go out the bud now. I hope so. I hope so. That would be the best case scenario out of all this. If there is a silver lining or any type of positive outcome from this whole situation, it would be that, in my opinion. It'll be that. Because, I mean, think about it, bro. If Earl is going to stay at 147, is there any other fight that's worth him making the weight limit of 147 for other than Terrence Crawford? After the Manny Pacquiao ship has sailed and gone, there is no other fight that makes sense. It's either Terrence Crawford or move up to 154. That's how I'm feeling right now. That's how I'm feeling right now, bro. Either Terrence Crawford or move up. Because think about it. It's so many opportunities and possible fights for Spence at 154. It's so much for. It's like, bro, why do I know you want to be undisputed at 47, and that's cool. But shit, things happen and that kind of throw your plans off. But he can still go to 154 and be undisputed. He can. You know what I'm saying? He can still go to 154 and do the same shit he was trying to do at 47. And in my opinion, shit, it'll be even more impressive because I think he's still going to end up having to fight Crawford. He's still going to end up facing Keith Thurman at some point. You know what I'm saying? He said if he beat Bud, that shit count for undisputed. I agree. I know technically on paper it won't be undisputed, but if Errol Spence were to fight Terrence Crawford next and say fuck after that, let's say he beat Terrence Crawford and then after that he say fuck it, I'm not finna stay down here for that last belt, the winner out of Ugas and Manny Pacquiao. Shit, in my opinion, he the undisputed champion. Because we all know at the end of the day, them the top two guys. And whoever win out of them two is the real champion. I don't think nobody, if Errol Spence go out there and whoop on Terrence Crawford ass, I don't think nobody would question whether or not Earl can beat Manny Pacquiao or Yordenis Ugas. I just don't. Salute to the brother D Lucky back in the super chat coming through and showing love. He said, I know you heard what B-Hop said. I did, brother, and I ain't even gonna entertain it. I ain't gonna even entertain it because, you know, man, Bernard Hopkins, that dude, he's so wishy-washy. He's so up and down. You know what I'm saying? One day he's saying this, the next day he's saying that. You know, he trying to stay loyal to a golden boy, and then he trying to, man, look, B-Hop is a company man. You feel me? You can't really trust no company man because they always got some type of agenda behind them. They really never, you know what I'm saying? You don't really never know if they speaking their true, genuine thoughts. He a company man. You feel me? He probably do anything that Oscar De La Hoya tell him to do. You know what I'm saying? So, said B-Hop fell into a hole and never came back. Facts. Real talk. B-Hop been possessed. You know what I'm saying? He got possessed, bro. This ain't the same B-Hop that we were seeing, you know, when he was going back and forth with, before he fought Roy Jones, and that fight was building up when both of them two dudes was on the top. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the same B-Hop that was in the interviews talking about, you know what I'm saying, fighting Roy Jones and shit. This ain't the same B-Hop that was on, that showed up on State Property 2. I know y'all seen that movie, man, with Benny Single and them. State Property 2. This ain't the same B-Hop that was in that movie, bro. This a whole nother B-Hop. This man been possessed. This dude, he different. This ain't the same Bernard Hopkins, bro. You just gotta call him Bernard. This ain't B-Hop. He just Bernard. So I really can't even entertain anything that Bernard say because you never really know, like, Bernard's true intentions. Bro, you never really know where Bernard coming from, dog. Man, that dude, he be on some other shit, man. Say, do you know how big Undisputed would be against Pac 2022? Whether it's Spencer or Crawford, and Undisputed would entice Pac to fight. It would be. I mean, shit, that'll be awesome. That'll be great. Like, to be honest with you, like, that'll be awesome. But, and look, if it does play out like that, bro, I'm all for it. I'm just saying, speaking realistically, I just can't really count on Manny Pacquiao coming back after this Ugas fight. But if he does, he beats Ugas, and then let's say Spence and Crawford does fight. Now you got one fight left for Undisputed. The winner out of Spence Crawford versus Pacquiao. Hell yeah. That shit bigger than big. Like, that shit is colossal. Like, Undisputed, and it's a legend. I can't even put into words how huge that would be. You know, but I also don't think that Errol Spence will be waiting, you know, for Manny Pacquiao to come back from the Philippines after a year or two, you know what I'm saying, and still having to make 147. Like, I don't know. But I agree with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, shit, that would be the best case scenario. Spence and Crawford fight, and then a winner out of them fight Manny Pacquiao if he beat Ugas. That's literally the best case scenario. Said, I think we're going back on lockdown. That shit might be in the bubble again. Man, I hope not. He said he said Bernard got knocked out the ring and came back. B-Hop got knocked out the ring and came back as Bernard. Facts. That's probably really what it was, but I ain't gonna lie. He was on some bullshit even before that, bro. Like, ever since he started working with Oscar De La Hoya and he became a company man, that's when he started transitioning into Bernard. You know what I'm saying? But when he got knocked out the ring, that was the final stage of his transition. Hey, when he got knocked out the ring, that was the last stage of his transition, bro. That's when he became Bernard for real. You know what I'm saying? That's when he really transcended into Bernard, the company man. You never know what he's gonna say. Salute to the brother D Lecker back in the super chat coming through and showing love. He say, get it going now before COVID gets in the way. Yeah, that's crazy because shit, bro just said the same thing. You know, I hope that this whole COVID shit, I hope that this don't really offset the potential fights that we might have, because we already dealing with too much shit. People, fights getting pushed back because of COVID and then injuries and all this shit. So, man, I agree. Go ahead and make the fight happen right now. You know, and I'm pretty sure that Al Heyman and Man Down Promotions, I'm pretty sure that they are having some type of discussions and like, all right, look, so our next best option is probably Terrence Crawford. Let's make a call. Let's call the WBO. Let's make a call out to Arum and Crawford. Hey, man, look, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. You know, if we got to pay Sean Porter some step-aside money, you know, and it's shit, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. The way Sean Porter been moving, he probably don't even want no step-aside money. He like, shit, I was waiting on somebody to call me. I ain't trying to fight Terrence Crawford. That way he been moving. I don't want to think like that because I respect Sean Porter, but that's how he been moving. He ain't been acting like he just ready to fight Terrence Crawford. That motherfucker like, shit, I was waiting on one of y'all to call me. Oh, y'all trying to make Spence versus Crawford? Bet. Oh, shit, I'll go fight Keith Thurman in a rematch or something. You know what I'm saying? Sean Porter probably waiting on the phone. He waiting by the phone right now like, come on now, look. All right, so, shit, Spence out. I know you want to fight Bud. You feel me? So, I don't know, bruh. Porter been moving all type of funny style, so I don't know. Said, you think Ugas got a good chance against Manny? Shit. Said, I'm going back to the podcast. Yeah. You know, he said, I'm doing a podcast full time. But, yeah, man, I think Ugas got a chance. I think he got a chance. If I had to put a percentage on it, just off of on paper and just off of the film I seen of both guys stylistically, I'ma say shit, it's probably like 70-30 for Manny Pacquiao. And that's considering age and size and all of that. You feel me? Because yeah, if Manny Pacquiao was in his prime, this should be 90-10, goddamn me. I think he'll go out there and just do Ugas dirty. And he still might do that to him, but I definitely think he got a chance. Salute to the Queen Nick J in the building coming through. I appreciate you for coming through and you know, showing up and doing your thing. Thank you so much. She said, Terrence does not want the fight. Oh, she had to talk about this. She said, Terrence does not want the fight. He already said he didn't want. Oh, you talking about Spence. So he already said he didn't want Spence coming off an injury. He's going to claim that again about this eye injury. That's possible. He did say that after the car accident. He said, look, I don't want. He ruled that shit out before anybody could even make it a thing. He ruled it out. He said, look, I don't want to fight him next. I don't want them to say, oh, he was coming off the car accident and all this shit. But I'm going to say this. I do think that Terrence Crawford would take the fight. I do. Now, if they can iron out, whether or not they can iron out the whole contract shit, the purse split shit, that's a whole nother story. But I do think that Crawford would keep his ear to the streets and he would be open to negotiations for that fight. I think he would. I really do. You know what I'm saying? And I know that it's crazy to give anybody on Top Rank the benefit of the doubt, especially Terrence Crawford with his history, you know. But I really do think that they would at least listen to an offer and consider it. I think Bud do want that fight. I think he do. You know what I'm saying? I think he do. Maybe I'm tripping, but I really do think he want that fight. Salute to the brother Mike Rhyme in the super chat coming through and showing love. He said, I don't call I don't call B-Hop Bernard. I call him Butler. Nigga said I called him Butler. God damn, you call that man Butler, bro. Oh shit. That man said I called him Butler. And I can see Bernard walking around with one of them little bow ties You know what I'm saying? Do you need anything else, sir? With the gray beard and shit, do you need anything else, sir? Bernard Butler. Yo, y'all wow, bro. Mr. Belvedere looking at man, y'all wow. Yeah, bro. I don't trust nothing that come out of Bernard's mouth, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust nothing that dude say, bro. That dude be all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Next shit, one day you think he down with the cause, man, and shit. The next day you like, what? Man, what is he talking about, man? You gotta hit him with that Russell Westbrook. Nigga, what? What are you talking about, man? What are you saying, bro? Said, shout out to D Wright in the building. What's good? He said, what's up, big homie? South Cac in the building, man. Hey, salute to you, brother. What's good? Said, man, we gotta keep that pressure on Rolly ducking ass too. Yeah, bruh. Man, look, fuck Rolly Romero, bruh. He gonna have to show me he really about this shit. He gonna have to show me he really wanna fight somebody. I ain't doing no more videos on Rolly Romero until he come out and address Devin Haney. Until he come out and he address Devin the Dream Haney, I am no longer talking about Rolly Romero. Fuck him. You know what I'm saying? But look, man, I'm finna get on up out of here, man. I had a great time talking this boxing with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited about these fights this weekend. I got some shit, you know what I'm saying, going on tomorrow, but I'm definitely gonna try to catch the fight and then also do a post-fight reaction as well for Rigondeaux and Casemiro, because I'm really looking forward to that fight. Rigondeaux versus Casemiro, and then also we got Virgil Ortiz versus Mean Machine. So it's some shit going down tomorrow. So I hope y'all get out and enjoy the fights and whatnot. You feel me? But I'm definitely gonna try to catch those fights, man, and do a breakdown. Salute to the brother Jay Harris, Too Real, in the super chat coming through and showing love. He said, just showing love, fam. My favorite boxing channel, man. Hey, that mean a lot, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, bro. Always coming through and supporting the channel, bro. Appreciate that, man. I appreciate everybody that liked the video, that whether you sent super chats or you just commented in the chat, man, thank you. I appreciate the participation and the interaction. Hope y'all have a great weekend and be safe. Contender regime, boxing, I'll holler at y'all boys, man.